Shalom Akim. First, foremost, give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rachak Kodash. Double honors under the elders, Apostle Green Millstone, the elders Green Millstone, and of course, peace and blessings under the hopeful elect. The sincere servants of Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, serve him in truth and sincerity. Yes, from the brother Chayaba from Z-Man's Plaintables camp, coming back with another lesson to the spirit. Yeah, so this lesson will be based off this article from nationalnews.com, which is entitled, it says, China's space dogfighting, a new frontier in the battle for orbital dominance. And of course, we understand how we are in the end times. And we are nearing the end of this world, which of course is Esau-Edom, the so-called white man, his world. We're nearing his end, or what the end of his world and beginning of Jacob's world. And of course, within the end, which we are clearly at the end, Yahushua is about to make his return very, very soon. And Esau knows that. He's seeing the signs within heaven. He's seeing all the chariots, the chariots, which are the so-called UFOs, according to the scriptures. But he's seeing all that. When you look at the description of pretty much what the scriptures give on the chariots, they 100% match up to the so-called UFOs. And those are the chariots of the Lord, the heavenly vehicles. So yeah, of course, within these times, again, Esau is seeing all these signs within the heavens. There's no coincidence why he has prepared his Space Force. Back in 2019, the U.S., they made a Space Force. It's not just because, these other nations, they're pretty much trying to create their own dominance in space. But yeah, maybe it could be one of the reasons. But the main big reason is that they're preparing the battle against Yahushai. Again, they're seeing all these chariots. They're seeing all these signs. They're trying to take down these chariots and they can't. So what? They're spending a lot of resources in order, of course, the U.S., to create a space force, as well as these other nations that they want to make their own type of space force as well. So to read this, it says, the U.S. Space Force revealed that China is practicing dogfighting maneuvers with satellites in low Earth orbit, using coordinated movements to inspect, stalk, and potentially disable other satellites, signaling a growing threat to U.S. space infrastructure. It says the U.S. adversaries, particularly China and Russia, are rapidly closing the capability gap in space warfare, with China demonstrating advanced satellite maneuvering and Russia showcasing aggressive satellite stalking techniques. It says the Space Force established in 2019 aims to ensure U.S. space superiority by developing capabilities to contest and control the space domain, employing both kinetic and non-kinetic means to counter adversary threats. And again, the main adversary threats that they want, or adversaries to them, that they want to counteract, that they want to counter, is going to be the Lord and his chariots, Yahushua and his chariots. Why? Because they're coming back against Esau. They're coming back against these other nations. They take down these other nations, to take down Esau and to deliver the elect Israelites. Of course, the Israelites being the so-called blacks, Native Americans, Latinos, but as well, there has been a scattering amongst these other nations. So we're going to have our people having the appearance of these other nations. But the point is that the scriptures match up to us. Of course, when the scriptures go into what the Israelites will go through, the blessings, the curses, the description of the Israelites, it matches up to us, to our people. So it says China's recent maneuvers alongside its history of anti-satellite tests and counter-space capabilities highlight a shift towards aggressive space warfare tactics, including jamming, spoofing, and cyber attacks. It says U.S. must undergo cultural, operational, and technological transformations to maintain dominance in space, as failure to adapt risk ceding critical strategic advantages to adversaries in this increasingly contested domain. Yeah, and that's the point. Again, so maybe they might be doing this because we understand these other nations are against one another. But the main reason why they're doing this, again, is because of ultimately what they're seeing in the heavens, man. Hey, again, Esau has all these advanced radar systems. He has all these advanced cameras, and he's able to, and telescopes, and they're able to pick up all these things that are happening. Again, these so-called UFOs, which are the chariots, they're picking up all that, which they hide it, and for the footage that they release, they make it seem like it's some obscure potato quality footage. Which meanwhile Esau, he has 8K imagery, he has 8K video, high definition videos of all these chariots, man, and with deep, extensive research, which they don't release, because Esau, so-called white man, starting with the elites, the government, they like to establish that they're that they're the ones who are in control. If they release all this research and footage of these so-called these extraterrestrial forces, these heavenly forces, then it will quickly be known that they are not in power, that there is a way greater power above them. Reading real quick, this Obadiah chapter 1 and 1, it says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord Yahweh concerning Edom, we have heard a rumor from the Lord Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. See? Let's read this in the NLT. It says, this is the vision that the sovereign Lord Yahweh revealed to Obadiah concerning the land of Edom. It says, we have heard a message from the Lord Yahweh that an ambassador was sent to the nations to say, get ready, everyone. Let's assemble our armies and attack Edom. So it says, verse 2, behold, I made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Thou dwellest, by the way, Esau, Edom, that's so-called white man. Of course, when you go into Genesis chapter 25, you get a description of how Esau was born. Red like onto a hairy garment. Not meaning that he's literally red, but garments were dyed. Of course, you had garments that were dyed red back then. So, obviously, babies aren't born hairy, but the point is that Esau, he was born without melanin. He was born leprous. He was born red. And also the scriptures say how Esau will be ruling in these times. Esau will be at the top. And the scriptures say how the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. The Lord has given the earth into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Or pretty much, to not misquote it, let's go ahead and get Job chapter 9 and 24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And Esau has covered up the images. He committed iconoclasm. And he has covered up the ultimate judge, which is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. He has covered up the images. And of course, all the images. Of course, as Esau deems the dark ages, he covered up the images as well. Many prominent people within history that were so-called black men, he covered up the images and replaced it with his images, showing you that, again, he's Esau, and he's the wicked. Esau is the sons of the wicked. And this is how we know, again, that Esau, Edom, matches up to the so-called white man. So it says, verse 3, the pride of thine heart had deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high. That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? See? Yeah, and his habitation is high, meaning what he literally, hey, we understand how Esau literally has what his vehicles and satellites within space. That represents how his habitation is high, because again, he has his vehicles, and he has his different pretty much technology within space. His satellites to monitor pretty much the Earth, and to have mass surveillance on a grand scale. And also, we understand how Esau, he even wants to travel. Pretty much, he wants to conquer, again, the entire universe if he could. Which, ultimately, Esau, he's not gonna escape, be able to escape Earth. At least within his era, Esau won't be able to do that. Now, well, of course, we understand how the scriptures say how the Lord has many houses, or many mansions, which represents, the many planets and the many, just all, again, throughout space, the many planets. So, and guess what? That's going to be for the Israelites, But we understand how we're going to be taking slaves as well to help build up, these new planets that Yahweh Bashim Yashah will give us. But right now, Esau won't be able to escape, again, Earth. Yeah, he can send satellites, but staying on point. I mean, but hey, that's the point. It says, who shall bring me down to the ground? Yeah, again, because he's literally, he's dwelling in space. Or really, again, he has his technology in space and his satellites. It says, verse 4, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, said the Lord Yahweh. Yeah, again, he has his telescopes in space. He has his nest among the stars, meaning, again, he has his different technologies within space. And he exalts himself as the eagle, because when you look at the American symbol, the national American symbol, obviously it's the eagle, the bald eagle. So, hey, this completely is, cuts Esau. When you look at the back of a quarter, it has an eagle on it. And what is the eagle known for? It's pride. It's, of course, one of the highest flying birds. Again, it's an apex bird, and very proud. So that's why Esau chooses the bald eagle as his image, and ultimately it's prophecy that he will do that. Yeah, what the scriptures prophesy. Not only do the scriptures prophesy how Esau will have his habitation in space, the scriptures also prophesy how there will be a war within the heavens. It says, or when I say heavens, I mean in space, because again, you have three levels of heaven. You have the first heaven, which is pretty much within the Earth's atmosphere, the sky, within Earth. And you have the second heaven, which is space, and then you have the third heavens, which is where the Heavenly Father Yahweh and the Son Yahushua dwell at with the angels. That's the third heaven. Pretty much, the heaven within the fourth dimension, the dimension outside of our current dimension. So it says, 2 Ezra chapter 13:1, it says, and it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea that moved all the waves thereof. It says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. Yeah, of course, it's Yahushua coming back with his archangels, or Slakia. Yeah, of course, with his archangel, Michael, the archangel, as well as Gabriel, and as well as the rest of his army, the rest of the angels. This Yahushua coming back. That's that man, it says. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him, it says, verse 4. Yeah, because everybody's going to be afraid once Yahushua comes back. It's not going to be a peaceful day. It's going to be a day of darkness. And Yahushua is coming back to unleash all of his fury. And Yahushua is coming back with anger, with fury. It says, verse 4, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, it says, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men, out of number from the four winds of heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea. Yeah, and when the voice pretty much, and all they that burned that heard his voice, that's pretty, or what that is, of course, that's Yahushua putting out the commandment to his angels, his army, to burn up whoever he wants to be burned up. Ultimately, the angels, they're going to be piloting their chariots, and the chariots, as we're about to get into, they have the ability to emit a high concentrated energy beam, high concentrated fire, and we're going to get into that. So it says, and after this I beheld, so verse 5 of 2 Ezra chapter 13, it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea. Of course, this isn't Yahushua coming out of the ocean. This is Yahushua, of course, coming from the heavens. As we know, the Hebrew word for heaven is Shemayim, which Mayim means water. So in Shah, the prefix meaning pretty much pertaining, or which is like or pretty much pertaining onto the waters, going into Shemayim. That's how you can describe the heavens, pertaining onto the waters. Yeah, so it says verse 6, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew up upon it. It says, but I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. Yeah, this is going into the chariot that Yahushua will come back in. It's so-called UFO, bigger than all of course, the other so-called UFOs, which the angels will be piloting. There's going to be Yahushua's chariot that he's going to come back in. That's what, also within the scriptures, it goes into, there's other symbolic terms that the scriptures use to describe the chariot that Yahushua will come back in, such as the great cloud, as well as the white horse, and so on and so forth. That's going to be Yahushua's chariot, it says. And Ezra's compared on to a mountain. That's how great it was. When you look at mountains, you pretty much can't see the ends of it. Or, if you look at a mountain, that's big enough, you won't be able to see the ends of it. Same thing with Yahushua's chariot. It says, verse 7, but I would have seen the region or place where out the hill was graven, and I could not. Because again, that's a massive, the chariot that Yahushua is going to come back in. It's gonna again, you won't be able to see the ends of it. That's how massive it's going to be. It says, verse 8, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, yet durst fight. Yeah, and by the way, when you read verse 5, it goes into the multitude of men that came, or what it says, out of number, to subdue the man that came out of the sea. Yeah, again, because the other nations will make an alliance with one another to try to take down Yahushua. Because once Yahushua comes back, all heathens' rulership and power is threatened, and they know that that's threatened. And no matter what they try to do, they won't be able to stop it. It says verse 8, again, from 2 Ezra chapter 13. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. Yeah, because Yahweh Shai will literally put a spear upon them. Because again, this is going to be something that has never been seen on the face of the planet Earth. Yahweh Shai's return, as well as his angels. Yahweh, as the scriptures say, what, Yahweh Shai is coming back. Or what, he's coming back in his angelic form. He's not coming back to meet Esau and these other nations as a man. As if he was in, as if he's coming back in a fleshly form, when he was here 2,000 years ago. No, he's coming back in a new angelic body with his power, with his chariots and his angels. So there's going to be something never seen before upon the face of the planet Earth happening. So this is why Yahweh Shai will have to put a spear upon Esau and these other nations to fight with their space force, the military. It says, verse 9, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, it says, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempest. It says, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest. Yeah, which again, this is going into Yahushua commanding his chariots, his angels, his army, to shoot what? All with the as it says right here, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and a great tempest. Yeah, so all these things mixed together. So obviously you'll get a very powerful weapon, energy from that. So imagine that. The blast of fire, flaming breath, and great tempest, lightning, all mixed together. It says, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight. Yeah, again, the Space Force, or, these different space forces and fighter jets, militaries, helicopters, so on and so forth. It says, and burn them up every one, so that upon of a sudden, it says, innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Yeah, so there you have it. So what is this going into? What, the Space Forces and these militaries getting completely burned up for them trying to fight against Yahushua and these and the angels? What, them completely getting vaporized again by the high concentrated fire, that high concentrated energy weapon or energy beam, and what, being completely vaporized. It says, but only dust. So being vaporized into dust and smoke. Just like how you see in the movies when somebody gets vaporized by a laser. that's what's gonna happen. So ultimately that's what the sheriffs are gonna be shooting. They're gonna be shooting high concentrated lasers. That's where Esau gets that concept from. It says, when I saw this, I was afraid. So, hey, there you have it. So what the scriptures go into the war. Revelation chapter 12 and 7, it says, and there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought, and it says, and the dragon fought and his angels. Yeah, which, this isn't, when you go into the modern interpretation, or, the modern Christian interpretation, or the modern plantation Christianity interpretation of this scripture, is they make it literal, as if there's gonna be a dragon, a Chinese a folklore dragon coming up out of nowhere with his angels and Michael, and what pretty much they're gonna be fighting within the third heavens, where the Lord dwells at. Again, that's 100% mythology. Within the heavens, it's 100% harmony in accordance. The Heavenly Father is in accordance with, again, everything within the heavens is in 100% accordance. What this is going into is the first heavens and the second heavens. Yeah, ultimately, what the first heaven, which is within the atmosphere, of course, within earth, because again, Yahushua will be, or of course, Yahushua will come back with his chariots. And the chariots, what? They're going to be putting out judgment. So Esau is going to try to stop it by sending, what, his fighter jets and his different, again, just his space force, ultimately. And as well, there will be a war in space. That's why, again, it's no coincidence why Esau's preparing his space force, because there's going to be a war in the heavens. But there's not going to be any war in the third heaven, which is, again, where the Heavenly Father dwells at. And by the way, the dragon, of course, represents Esau. It says, verse 8, and prevail not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. Meaning, Yahweh will bring them down. They're going to be vaporized. The militaries will be vaporized and turned into dust for the ones who try to fight against him. Verse 9, it says, and the great dragon was cast out, which is Esau. It says, the old serpent called the devil, and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. It says, he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Yeah, his angels being going into his technologies, whether it be his AI, fighter jets, tanks, helicopters, guns, and whatever Esau has that he's ultimately going to try to use against the Lord himself. Well, guess what's going to be cast out with him? Meaning, what is going to be, of course, what this Esau being cast out, meaning his rulership will be cast out, and his power will be taken away. Well, he's going to be the basis of all men. Esau will lose his power and his rulership. Yes, so reading this real quick, it says Jeremiah chapter 49 and 16 or 15. So this links up, of course, onto Obadiah, what we just read. It says Jeremiah chapter 49 and 15, for lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, said Lord Yahweh. And there you have it. So what this shows that, again, Esau, I mean, what in the clefts of the rock, going to how he has his bunkers. Because of course when this is happening, the elites, they're not going to be the ones fighting out there. They're going to send their military out there to fight, and their armies to fight. The elites and the higher ups, they're going to be hiding. When they're billion-dollar bunkers, they're however multi-billion-dollar bunkers. That's where they're going to be hiding from this war. But guess what? Yahweh is well aware that Esau has these bunkers, and ultimately the Lord's 100% prepared for it. Why? Because he's going to send his 144,000 to fish out. Once 144,000 come back down from the chariots, after they're changed and they're delivered, they're coming back to snatch out the elites and whoever's dwelling within these bunkers out of there to go into direct slavery. Because the scriptures say how the heathen and Esau will be our slaves. As the scriptures say, pretty much what they have done unto us is going to be done unto them. The captors will become our captives. The ones who put us in captivity the ones who oppressed us will become oppressed under us, as scriptures say in Isaiah chapter 14. Revelation chapter 2 and 26 on down. But yeah, it says Amos chapter 9 and 2, it says, though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. So, you see? Boy, this isn't, literally the Lord's hand reaching forth and grabbing up to pretty much Esau and the elites and whoever's going to be dwelling in these bunkers. No, again, Yahweh Shai will send his 144,000 to do the work for him. Which, hey, the Lord's will we be a part of that number. We're 100% glad to do that. To do that for Yahweh Shai. So play this real quick. And by the way, this is a quote from Ronald Reagan. And ultimately Esau knows they were speaking about this since what it says September 21st, 1987. So they've been speaking about this. 22nd clip or 27 second clip.
A universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not...
There you have it. So they know. They said what? Ronald Reagan said, will we not put our differences aside to fight against this alien threat? He was referring on to these other nations. Because, again, so also, Babylon will be destroyed by nuclear fire. Don't forget that, because, again, World War III will happen. And these other nations will make an alliance against Babylon the Great, which is America, to destroy it. But in the midst of World War III, at the climax, because, we're at the beginning stages of World War III, at the climax of World War III, which is very, very near, when the nuclear war is popping off, Yahushua is coming back to deliver his elect and also to take down the heathen. So as America is being destroyed, guess what? These other nations, they're going to see Yahushua coming back, and they're going to have to pretty much divert or, put their focus on fighting against Yahushua. Which, again, literally the Lord's going to put the spear upon them to do it, because if the Lord didn't, they'll be 100% afraid, and they'll freeze in fear. So Yahweh Shai is going to put the spear upon them, just so, but ultimately, Jake likes to flex. Oh, hey, ultimately, Lord's going to do that to show his power. Just like how the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart and made him do what he did back in ancient Egypt, the Lord's going to do the same thing for these other nations. So yeah, I believe that's a point. Going to leave this article in the description, Lord's will. Lord's will, you brothers are edified. Yahweh Bashmi Al Shai, Bashmi Gakudash Thumb. Shalom.